Africa stands at a crossroads, brimming with energy, ambition, and a spirit of innovation that's impossible to ignore. Africa is buzzing, it's young, it's vibrant, and opportunity is everywhere. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the tech hubs of Nairobi, a new generation of entrepreneurs is rising. They have dreams, big dreams. They see the challenges, but they also see the solutions. This is the African century, they say, and they're ready to build it. The world is taking notice. Investors see the potential. Governments are starting to understand. Africa is no longer the forgotten continent. It's the land of opportunity. But there's a catch. Starting and growing a business in Africa isn't easy. In fact, it can feel like an uphill battle, a marathon through a minefield. That's where Professor Okanga of Cloud Analytica London comes in. As a renowned thought leader and expert in African entrepreneurship, he offers fascinating insights into the paradoxes and opportunities of building a successful business on the continent. With his deep expertise and unique perspective, Professor Okanga helps us understand how Africa's greatest challenges can become its greatest opportunities. Join us as we explore the paradoxes and possibilities shaping the continent's entrepreneurial future. Imagine this. You have a brilliant idea, a product that could change lives, a service that fills a gap. You're passionate, you're driven, you're ready to work. But then you hit a wall. The bank won't give you a loan, the interest rates are insane. You're told, come back when you're bigger. This is the reality for many African entrepreneurs. They face a financial system that doesn't understand them, doesn't trust them, doesn't invest in them. And it's not just about money. It's about the rules, the regulations, the endless paperwork. It's about unreliable electricity, bad roads, and limited internet access. In this journey, we're going deep. We're going behind the scenes to understand these unseen barriers. We'll hear from the entrepreneurs on the front lines, the ones battling these challenges every single day. We'll travel across the continent, from bustling cities to rural communities, to see how these barriers play out in different contexts. Get ready to meet inspiring individuals who are defying the odds. People who are finding creative ways to overcome the lack of funding, the stifling bureaucracy, the infrastructure gaps. Their stories are a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the African spirit. Let's talk about money, the lifeblood of any business, the fuel that turns dreams into reality. But in Africa, accessing that fuel can feel like navigating a maze designed to make you fail. You see, for many aspiring entrepreneurs, the journey begins and ends with a lack of capital. The money they need to start, to grow, to simply keep the lights on. Traditional banks, those supposed pillars of financial support, they often view startups as too risky. Collateral? Forget about it. Many entrepreneurs, especially young people from disadvantaged backgrounds, simply don't have assets to pledge. They're left with nowhere to turn. Let's say you do manage to secure a loan. Congratulations. But, don't celebrate just yet. Because now you're faced with another hurdle: sky-high interest rates. We're talking rates that would make even the savviest investor think twice. Imagine this. You're a young entrepreneur in Kenya. You've poured your heart and soul into building a mobile app that connects farmers to buyers, cutting out the middleman. You finally find a lender willing to take a chance on you. But then you see the interest rate. 25%. It's like trying to outrun a cheetah while carrying a refrigerator on your back. How are you supposed to make a profit, let alone repay the loan, with rates like that? Now let's move beyond traditional lending and talk about investment. Venture capitalists, angel investors, private equity firms, these are the big players who can inject serious capital into promising startups, helping them scale up and reach their full potential. But here's the catch. Convincing these investors to open their wallets for African businesses can feel like trying to sell ice to an Eskimo. Many investors, particularly those based outside of Africa, still view the continent through a lens of risk and uncertainty. They see the headlines about political instability, corruption, and lack of infrastructure. They hear the whispers about weak legal frameworks and unpredictable regulatory environments. So what's the solution? How do we break down these financial barriers and unleash Africa's entrepreneurial potential? Well, it's not about handouts or charity, it's about creating a sustainable financial ecosystem that empowers entrepreneurs and fosters a culture of investment. We need to move beyond the traditional models of banking and finance and embrace innovative solutions tailored to the African context. Think mobile money platforms that provide access to financial services for the unbanked, crowdfunding platforms that connect entrepreneurs directly with investors, and impact investing funds that prioritize both financial returns and social impact. Imagine this. You're a young entrepreneur in Nigeria. You've got this amazing idea for a new tech startup. You're ready to hustle, to grind, to make your mark on the world. But first you have to register your business. Sounds simple enough, right? Wrong. Welcome to the jungle of bureaucracy, where forms multiply like mosquitoes, and every signature requires a bribe. You're suddenly caught in a web of red tape, drowning in paperwork and jumping through hoops held by indifferent officials. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. Your initial excitement dwindles with each passing day, replaced by frustration and despair. Taxes, the necessary evil of any functioning society. We all know they're important for funding public services and building infrastructure, but in many African countries the tax system feels less like a shared responsibility and more like an obstacle course designed to trip up entrepreneurs. Imagine you're a small business owner in Senegal. You're finally starting to see some profit after months of hard work. But then, the tax man comes knocking, and suddenly, your hard-earned earnings are being siphoned away by a complex and often unfair tax system. Multiple taxes, levied at the national and local levels, can quickly eat into your margins. Corruption, the silent killer of progress. It's like a virus that infects every aspect of society, undermining trust, eroding institutions, and holding back economic development. And for entrepreneurs in Africa, it's often an unavoidable part of doing business. Imagine you're a contractor in Kenya. You've won a bid to build a new school. You've assembled your team, secured your materials, and are ready to start work. But then, a government official approaches you, hand out, palm open. He wants a facilitation fee, a bribe, to ensure the smooth processing of your permits. Refuse and your project could be delayed indefinitely, jeopardizing your contract and your reputation. Imagine you're an entrepreneur in Angola. You've finally navigated the bureaucratic hurdles, secured funding, and are ready to launch your business. You've studied the regulations, obtained the necessary permits, and are confident that you're operating within the bounds of the law. But then, the rules change. A new government comes into power, a new policy is enacted, or a regulation is arbitrarily enforced, throwing your carefully laid plans into disarray. Inconsistency and a lack of transparency in regulations create a climate of uncertainty, making it difficult for entrepreneurs to plan for the future or make long-term investments. Picture this. You're a young entrepreneur in Tanzania running a small but growing tech startup. You've got a talented team, a promising product, and a whole lot of hustle. But there's one major obstacle standing in your way: unreliable electricity. You see, in many parts of Africa, power outages are a fact of life. They can last for hours, even days, throwing businesses into chaos. Imagine trying to code a new app, run a server, or even just keep the lights on when the power grid decides to take a nap. It's like trying to win a Formula One race with a car that keeps stalling. Let's talk about roads, or rather, the lack thereof. In many parts of Africa, getting goods from point A to point B can feel like embarking on an epic adventure. We're talking pothole-ridden roads, crumbling bridges, and inadequate transport networks that would make even the most seasoned truck driver break a sweat. Imagine you're a farmer in Ghana. You've produced a bumper crop of cocoa beans, ready to be shipped to international markets. But the road to the port is a treacherous obstacle course, riddled with delays, breakdowns, and extortionate checkpoints. By the time your precious cargo reaches its destination, it's spoiled, delayed, or eaten into your already thin profit margins. In the digital age, access to the internet is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the backbone of the modern economy, connecting businesses to customers, suppliers, and information. But for many entrepreneurs in Africa, the internet remains a distant promise, a luxury they can't afford. Imagine you're a young entrepreneur in Rwanda. You've got a brilliant idea for an e-commerce platform connecting local artisans to global markets. But you're stuck in a remote village with limited or no internet access. Your dreams of digital disruption are thwarted by slow internet speeds, unreliable connections, and exorbitant data costs. The lack of adequate infrastructure is like a ball and chain around the ankle of Africa's entrepreneurial spirit. It's time to break free. This requires a concerted effort from governments, the private sector, and development partners to prioritize infrastructure development as a key driver of economic growth and job creation. We're talking about investing in smart, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure that can withstand the challenges of the 21st century. Think renewable energy projects that provide clean and reliable power, modern transport networks that connect businesses to markets, and affordable high-speed internet that bridges the digital divide. Now let's talk about something a little less tangible than roads and bridges, but just as crucial: culture. See, in Africa, business isn't just about numbers and contracts, it's about relationships, trust, and a deep-rooted sense of community. This can be both a blessing and a curse for entrepreneurs. On the one hand, you have this incredible spirit of Ubuntu, a belief that we are all connected, that we rise and fall together. This fosters a strong sense of community support, where people are more likely to support local businesses and help each other out. It's like having a built-in network of cheerleaders rooting for your success. Let's face it, starting a business is a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown. It's about embracing uncertainty, about being comfortable with not knowing what tomorrow might bring. But in many African cultures, where stability and security are highly valued, this risk-taking mentality isn't always encouraged. Think about it. You're a young graduate in Senegal. You have a choice to make. You can either follow the traditional path, find a secure government job and provide for your family, or you can take a chance on your crazy idea for a new app, knowing that it might fail, that you might lose everything. Family, the bedrock of African society, a source of unwavering support, unconditional love, and sometimes a whole lot of pressure. See, in Africa, family isn't just about those you share DNA with, it's a sprawling network of aunts, uncles, cousins, and distant relatives, all with a vested interest in your success. Now this can be a beautiful thing. Imagine you're a young entrepreneur in Kenya, just starting your business. Your family is there to offer encouragement, free labor, sometimes, and a healthy dose of tough love when you need it most. They are your biggest cheerleaders, your first investors, your marketing team, all rolled into one. Let's talk about the powerhouse entrepreneurs who are often overlooked and underestimated. Women. Across Africa, women are not just participating in business. They are leading, innovating, and transforming their communities in ways that often go unrecognized. Their stories are filled with resilience, creativity, and a determination to break through barriers that have existed for generations. In Africa, women are the backbone of the informal economy, running small businesses, managing households, and driving economic activity at the grassroots level. From bustling city markets to remote rural villages, women are the ones keeping local economies alive. They juggle multiple roles: entrepreneur, mother, community leader, often with little recognition or support. Their ability to adapt and thrive in challenging environments is nothing short of remarkable. But when it comes to the formal sector, women entrepreneurs face a unique set of challenges. The transition from informal to formal business is not just a matter of paperwork, it's a leap that requires access to capital, legal support, and networks that are often out of reach for many women. Traditional gender roles, societal expectations, and limited access to resources can create significant barriers to entry and growth. Many women are expected to prioritize family over career, and their ambitions are sometimes dismissed or discouraged by those around them. These obstacles can make the path to success feel isolating and overwhelming. Imagine a woman in Nigeria who wants to start a tech company. She has a brilliant idea and the drive to make it happen, but the odds are stacked against her from the very beginning. She must navigate a landscape where few women have gone before, often without a roadmap or role models to guide her. She might face skepticism from investors who don't take her seriously, questioning her expertise or commitment simply because of her gender. Securing funding becomes an uphill battle, and every pitch is met with more scrutiny than her male counterparts might experience. She may also encounter resistance from her community, who believe her place is in the home, not in the boardroom or at the helm of a tech startup. These cultural expectations can be deeply ingrained, making it even harder for women to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams. And even if she overcomes these hurdles, she often finds herself without access to the networks and mentors that are crucial for business growth. Yet despite all these challenges, women entrepreneurs across Africa continue to rise, inspiring a new generation to challenge the status quo and redefine what's possible. Imagine this. You're a brilliant young programmer in Rwanda, you've taught yourself to code, you've got a head full of ideas for the next killer app. But here's the catch. You're unfamiliar with the intricacies of launching a tech startup. You don't speak the language of venture capitalists, you don't know a term sheet from a balance sheet. This, my friends, is the knowledge gap. It's the chasm between raw talent and the practical skills, the business acumen, the networks needed to turn that talent into a thriving enterprise. It's like having all the ingredients for a delicious meal but not knowing how to cook. Let's talk about mentorship. In the world of entrepreneurship, mentorship isn't just a luxury. It's often the difference between success and failure. It's the invisible hand that helps guide you through the fog of uncertainty, the voice that reassures you when you're doubting yourself, and the presence that keeps you moving forward when the path ahead seems impossible. That invaluable guidance, that sage advice, is what transforms raw ambition into real progress. Mentors share not just their knowledge, but their hard-earned lessons, their stories of failure and triumph, and their belief in your potential. Imagine having an experienced hand on your shoulder as you navigate the treacherous terrain of entrepreneurship. It's more than just advice, it's a sense of security, a feeling that you're not alone in your journey. It's like having a Sherpa guiding you up Mount Everest, someone who's been to the summit before, who knows where the crevasses are and who can help you avoid the pitfalls that have claimed so many before you. You might have the strength and determination to reach the summit, but without that guidance, the climb becomes far more perilous. The journey is longer, the risks are greater, and the chances of giving up increase. That local knowledge, that wisdom gained from experience, can make all the difference. It's the difference between learning from your own mistakes and learning from someone else's, saving you time, money, and heartache. Now imagine you're a first-time entrepreneur in Nigeria, full of ideas and energy, but with no one to turn to for advice. Every decision feels like a gamble, every setback feels personal, and every obstacle seems insurmountable. You're facing a challenge you've never encountered before. There's no playbook, no roadmap, and no one to call when things go wrong. You're feeling lost, overwhelmed, ready to throw in the towel. The weight of uncertainty presses down, and the isolation can be crushing. You look around for someone who's been there, someone who understands the unique challenges you're facing, someone who can offer a listening ear or a word of encouragement, someone who can offer advice and support, who can help you see the bigger picture and remind you why you started in the first place. But in an ecosystem where experienced entrepreneurs are often few and far between, where support networks are still developing, finding that mentor can feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. And until that changes, too many promising entrepreneurs will continue to struggle alone, their potential untapped, their dreams just out of reach. Here's the thing about innovation. It thrives on information. It's about constantly seeking new knowledge, embracing new ideas, and challenging the status quo. But in a world saturated with information, it can be hard to separate the signal from the noise, the valuable insights from the empty buzzwords. Imagine you're an entrepreneur in Kenya, You're bombarded with articles about the latest tech trends, the hottest investment opportunities, the secrets to startup success. But how much of this information is actually relevant to your context, to your business, to your unique challenges and opportunities? We've journeyed across the African continent, shining a light on the often unseen barriers that stand between aspiration and achievement. From the vibrant streets of Lagos to the remote villages of Kenya, the entrepreneurial spirit pulses through every corner. Yet the path to success is rarely straightforward. Each region, each community, faces its own unique set of challenges, but the determination to rise above them is a common thread that unites them all. We've met entrepreneurs grappling with financial exclusion, entangled in bureaucratic red tape, and struggling to keep their businesses afloat amidst infrastructural challenges. Many face daily uncertainty, unsure if they'll have access to reliable electricity, clean water, or even safe roads to transport their goods. For some, the lack of affordable credit or banking services means dreams are put on hold and potential remains untapped. We've seen how deeply ingrained cultural norms and a lack of access to knowledge and networks can stifle even the most innovative ideas. In many places, aspiring business owners must navigate societal expectations that discourage risk-taking or entrepreneurship, especially for women and youth. Without mentors or role models and with limited access to training or information, many struggle to turn their ideas into reality. But amidst these challenges, a spirit of resilience persists. Time and again, we've witnessed individuals who refuse to be defined by their circumstances, who work late into the night, who rebuild after setbacks, and who greet adversity with a determined smile. Their stories are a testament to the power of hope and perseverance. Across Africa, entrepreneurs are not simply overcoming obstacles. They are using them as stepping stones, transforming limitations into opportunities. Every challenge faced becomes a lesson learned, every setback a chance to innovate. Collaboration and community support are at the heart of this transformation, as business owners come together to share resources, ideas, and encouragement. We see it in the rise of mobile money platforms that are democratizing access to finance, allowing even those in the most remote areas to participate in the economy. These digital solutions are breaking down barriers, making it possible for small businesses to thrive where traditional banks cannot reach. We see it in the growth of tech hubs that are fostering innovation and collaboration, where young minds gather to solve local problems with global potential. These spaces are nurturing a new generation of thinkers, creators, and leaders, equipping them with the tools and networks they need to succeed. And we see it in the increasing number of women and young people who are daring to dream big and build businesses that are changing the face of the continent. Their courage and creativity are inspiring others to follow in their footsteps, proving that with the right support, Africa's future is bright, bold, and full of promise.